What is happening, Magnus Science? Okay, so I gotta talk about this episode. I do. I just really didn't feel like reviewing the other episodes, but I gotta talk about this episode. So, I was willing to give WandaVision a chance, and I'm glad I did. You know, it had the whole 1950s, 60s, 70s sitcoms, and we're trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and they drop clues to us throughout the episodes, you know what I mean? We got the helicopter, the guy coming up through the manhole, and so we finally get to see what's going on for the most part. So, the black woman that had the issue with Wanda last episode, trying to help her have the baby, wakes up from the blip. She's in the hospital. Everybody's coming back. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right. I'm excited here. I'm like, all right. I'm seeing some Avengers movie stuff. By the way, Disney, I want to tell you I'm extremely happy with the special effects that I'm getting from your television series as far as WandaVision goes and as far as The Mandalorian goes. This is top-notch movie special effects here. This isn't TV show like, no hate, but the WB Flash, like it's clearly made for TV special effects, has a wonky campiness to it, almost like maybe a really, really exceptional YouTuber could have made it with the computer they have type of stuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, I am very happy with that. So we find out that she's an agent that works for SWORD, I believe. I forgot what it stands for. Sentient weapon something. And I was like, well, Wanda's definitely a sentient weapon. And you find out that her mother was the head of it, and her mother had actually died 2 years after the blip or something like that. And she was head of it, and she gets back in and everything, and runs into a guy that she used to know before the blip or whatever that works there. So anyway, they put her on the investigation of what's going on out here. And I think it's called, I think they go to a city and and she meets with an FBI agent. I can't remember if it's Westview or something. Anyway, it's in New Jersey. Apparently, it doesn't exist. This town, Westview, or wherever it is that they're from, doesn't exist. The cops there tell them they're from Eastview. So, they send a drone in, a little helicopter, but it looks modern day helicopter. So, when it goes in there, it gets turned into, the 1950s one. And you find that out later. Anyway, they introduce the girl that calls Mjolnir Man. They introduce her. So she's in it, helping the government figure out whatever the hell it is that's going on. So she's scanning for these waves, and she finds out there's these old school television waves being broadcast from this. You guys saw it. You remember that barrier or whatever. That looks almost like a TV screen, an old TV screen if you look up really close to it, and you can see the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So anyway, the black girl, though, had touched the barrier earlier and got sucked in. So that's how she got sucked into it. But the more they start to research this, they're like, like this guy in the series is this guy. This guy in the series is this guy. They're putting their IDs up there. So there are people apparently that have disappeared into this. Either touched it or drove into it. I don't know. They're all part of Wanda's reality in here. And they recognize them. These SWORD agents and stuff, they recognize that, look, these are two Avengers. What the hell is going on? And all these people are in here, and why 1950s and 60s and 70s sitcom? What the hell is going on here? Like, they're trying to figure this out. TVs all over the place. Everybody's watching it. But when it came to the end of the last show, as they're watching it, they noticed that it just skipped from Wanda asking, "Who are you?" to the end. Like, what the hell is going on here? And they show us what happens. And Wanda got mad because she knew about Ultron. She knew she wasn't really her neighbor. And she right through the fucking walls, several walls of houses, out. Okay? Vision comes in and she sees him as the dead Vision with his forehead pulled out. You know what I'm saying? She makes it back, better again. And he's like, well, we can leave. And she was like, no, this is our home. I've got everything under control. So there's a very sinister vibe to Wanda right now. Things have switched from her being possibly the victim of something to now being the villain, possibly. And from Sword, thinking like they're doing this to her, to them being just the good guys trying to figure this out. Things may change, but we'll see. And they also showed how they were able to figure out how to talk to her, and that's how she could hear them when she was like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? You know what I mean? Very, very good. I'm loving how this is unfolding. Marvel, Disney. I'm loving how this is unfolding. I'm a very happy Marvel Avenger WandaVision fan. I'm going to give this episode 5 out of 5. Woo! So post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought, though. You can watch my reaction on Patreon. Get over there and become a Super Magnusite to see everything. Movie reactions, anime reactions, television show reactions, including reactions to stuff that get copyright claimed and taken down here. 10 million subscribers. Woo!